There are some things that someone would say to you and you just go, wow, I can't believe he or she just said that. Now, I'm here to make sure that you don't go around telling these things to anybody. Hi ladies, my name is Kaka Mano and I'm an etiquette and lifestyle educator. I help women attain femininity by cultivating etiquette, elegance, a good sustainable lifestyle and virtues. If you like that kind of stuff, then please consider subscribing to my channel and turning on your notification bell so that you would always be notified each time I upload, okay? So ladies, in today's video, I'm going to be telling you 7 things that you should not go around saying to people because they are either rude or inappropriate. And if you watch to the end, I'll probably give you like 2 extra, okay? The first of them is, you've put on weight, or you've lost weight. And the many variations of it, okay? So this seems to be the Nigerian auntie's anthem, or I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but it really can be very annoying. The truth is, we have no business commenting on anybody's bodies, their weight, except if they've made you their Weight Watcher. You have no business commenting on their weight. Why are you telling them that they've lost weight or they've added weight? They probably own a scale or a mirror. They probably know about this. So why do you feel the need to comment on it? Ladies, this is very rude, and it just has a lack of tact to it. And you know, it's not just the people who are, you know, the well-meaning relatives and close friends who do this. It's also strangers. Like sometimes you could be at a restaurant and you're ordering something to eat and then someone says, are you sure you should be eating that? You know, and it happens to people who are, you know, either on the plus size or people who are, you know, a bit skinnier. You find that people make comments on things that you eat and it could be very annoying. Someone is saying to you, no, watch it though. It's crazy. It's crazy. So let's just not do this. Now, I'm just going to warn you right now off the bat. I might be a bit triggered in this video, but I'll try not to be, because a lot of these things I've actually experienced firsthand, and they're not fun. They're not fun. So I'm just here trying to make sure that you're not one of those people who go around offending people, even though you might mean well, okay? So refrain from making comments about people's weight and their bodies in general, because the chances are that they know. And even if you are, you know, you mean well or you're coming from a good place, it might not be your place, okay, to make these comments. So just, if they don't ask for your opinion or bring it up, don't bring it up. The second thing is, how much did you pay for that? Or, how much did you buy that? Or what did that cost you? Why do you want to know? The truth is, some of these questions are actually not out of, you know, good reasons. They're not legitimate. They're not because the person is trying to, you know, buy something similar or to engage in something similar. It's just because they're being nosy. Now, if someone were to ask that question with the right intentions, they could say something like this. They could say, oh, I'm looking to get something similar. Could you just give me a ballpark as to what to budget for it? That's a whole lot different. That's a whole lot different from, how much did you buy that? That sounds like, oh, I want to know what you could afford to spend on that. And, you know, it's not appropriate. It's kind of rude. So just refrain from asking questions like that. Even though you might not mean any harm, it could sometimes be offensive, especially if you're not so intimately linked to that person, if you're not close friends or close family members, it's none of your business really, okay? The third thing, ladies, is similar to the first, but it's a bit different, and it's how much do they pay you, or what do you earn? Why do you want to know? I don't know why we ask these questions. It's crazy. Now, the thing is, it's different if you're someone trying to employ their services and you just want to know what other people are paying for similar services. And in that case, your question would even be framed differently. You could ask them, oh, so what's this going to cost me? And it's also different if you're, a potential employer and then, you want to know what they were being paid in their last place of employment. Now, that's a good reason to ask that question. Now, aside these, you have no business asking. The truth is, if they want you to know, they would let you know. Now, it's a private thing what someone earns, and they don't owe it to you to disclose this. And so except if you're, they're your husband or, I don't know, partner or something of that nature, then maybe they could let you know, or maybe you might have a right to know. But even then, the way that you should ask, you should be a bit more tactful. And you shouldn't even have to ask because they already know that you deserve full disclosure, okay? So people who have the right to know this usually get to know without having to ask. If you do not have the right to know, you shouldn't go about asking, okay? The next one is very dear to my heart. And really, I hope that you're taking note of this, because sometimes we do these things without even intending to cause any harm, but we do cause a lot of harm, a lot of hurt. So the next one is, are you pregnant? Have you taken in? Nigerian mommies, Nigerian aunties, this video might be for you. Maybe not only for you, but yeah, we should stay off asking these questions. A lot of the time, the people that you're asking, are you pregnant, are not pregnant, they haven't taken in. It's actually possible that it could be someone who is going through postpartum and it's taking longer for them to shed off some of the baby weight and, or pregnancy weight more like. It's not fair. It's not fair. You don't know how much they're struggling, and to have to go through, people asking you, are you pregnant, when you have actually had your baby, it's not a nice thing to experience. And for those who are not even pregnant, who haven't even had a baby, maybe they just got married and you're asking them, oh, have you taken in, you don't know if they're struggling. You don't know if it's a sensitive topic for them. And, maybe they're struggling with fertility, and you bringing it up like that could be very tactless and it's very inappropriate. There is no place where it is appropriate to ask any of these questions. Again, if you have a right to know, they would definitely be telling you. And if they choose not to tell you, then that's their business, okay? If you eventually get to hear that they've had a baby, congratulate them or not and move on. The point is, if they were pregnant in the first place, chances are that you would know that they were 9 months or so after that, okay? So don't go about asking people, are they pregnant? It's uncalled for. The next one is, I can't even say it out loud, but I will try. The next one is, when will you marry? Or what are you waiting for to get pregnant? Ladies, why? Why? Why do you ask these questions? I legitimately want to know. These things are things that are usually sometimes beyond the person's control. Even if a person is dating, the chances are that they don't know if this is the person they want to marry yet, or even if they know, there are a lot of other things at play. Why are you even asking them these questions? No, don't do it. Don't ask. Just Just don't, okay? It's not right. It's not nice. It's not kind. So just don't do it. The next one is, what are you doing with your life right now? I know this is not really a question that people get all the time, and it's usually one that they get from people who are, well-intending relatives or well-intending friends. But the way the question is framed gives off the vibe that the person has a tendency to waste time or waste their lives. And that's not a fun thing for anyone to ever hear. So there are other ways that you can ask this question. Even if you're actually concerned that the person might be wasting time, asking the question like that could have the effect of them closing off. And, that's just not what you intend. So you could ask this question in a better way. You could say things like, oh, so what are you up to right now? What's going on with you? This way it sounds like you feel like that person, has a lot more interesting things going on in their life, that their lives are very full, and you're just interested in knowing what is going on in this season of their lives. And, even if it's your child that you're asking that question, you have more chances of getting an answer, and a more honest answer, than if you ask, so what are you doing with your life right now? Just don't do it, please. You could also say, what have you been up to lately? That sounds a lot better. It sounds a lot better. In fact, I'm pretty sure that all the other variations that you could think of are a lot better than asking, what are you doing with your life right now? Don't do it. Okay, ladies? The last one isn't really a question. It's coming up to someone to say, so, if you do this like this, or if you do this like this, maybe your business will flourish better. I think you should do this. I think you should do that. Essentially giving people unsolicited opinions on what to do, with their work or, with their businesses, their career. Now, this is inappropriate because you're implying that you know more than they do. And that is usually not the case, because even if you're in the same field as they are, your experiences could be different, your resources could be different, and your circumstances in life are usually not the same. Okay, so people usually know that they want to advance their careers, they want to advance their work, and they're usually trying their best to do so. Now, coming out to give them opinions and advice on how to do so without actually giving them the means to do so usually isn't helpful. It usually isn't. In fact, if anything, it could be a bit annoying to them. Because think about it. When someone comes out to tell you things that you probably already know, sometimes they don't even know because they're not in the same field, and they just feel like they know because they see other people doing it. Don't get me started on this. Now, the best thing to do is, if you want to help someone advance in their work or in their careers, present them with opportunities. Present them with opportunities. If you cannot present them with opportunities, then leave it as is, because that's what they need. Now, opportunities could come in the form of, linking them up to things or people or resources that could help them. It could be in form of, it doesn't even have to be big. You could see something that, okay, let me use an example of someone who is, someone who's a content creator, for instance, because content creators, they're one of the people who experience this a lot. Because people see a lot of content on their social media, they feel that it makes them experts in content creation. And so when they see a content creator whose content is subpar, they feel like, they would be in a better place to give them advice for some reason. So if that is the case, what you could do in that scenario is, as opposed to telling them, maybe you should invest in a better quality smartphone or better quality camera or something like that. You could, if you see someone having sales on gadgets that you feel like they would need or that they would use, you could just tag them and say, oh, I saw this and I thought of you and I thought maybe you would want to, take a look at this. That's opportunity. You're presenting them with opportunity. And if they have the means to pursue that opportunity, they would. So just present them with opportunities and leave it as is. They would do the legwork themselves, okay? So now, ladies, for the 2 bonus points of things that you should not be saying to people. The first one is, why are you wearing makeup? I like you better without makeup. Why do you do your makeup like that? And all variations of it. Even though this might seem like it comes from a good place, it never gets taken well, because a lot of the time people put in effort to doing their makeup, right? Or they pay a lot of money for it. Even if the makeup is not to your taste or to your preference, it might be to theirs. Now, because makeup doesn't have anything to do with morality, people are free to choose how they want to do their makeup or if they want to wear makeup. Telling them that you like them without makeup or that you like them having makeup in a certain way, it shouldn't be something you do, because they're allowed to make their own choices and, actually go by their own preferences. Chances are that they own a mirror. Chances are that they looked in that mirror while doing their makeup and after doing their makeup and probably before they left the house. And chances are that they okayed the way that they look. Or even if they didn't really like their makeup, you don't know if they're struggling to make their makeup look better, they're trying to learn new tricks and tips. Just leave it as is, because your makeup might not be to another person's taste. And if people just go around telling each other how they feel about their preferences, their beauty preferences, or their style preferences, the world will be just one huge catfight. So ladies, let's refrain from doing this. Even men, if you're watching this video, just refrain from telling your girlfriends or your wives, ooh, I don't like you wearing this, or ooh, I don't like this on you. Don't do it. Allow them wear their makeup the way that they want to wear it. Eventually, they could evolve and, get better at their makeup. Or again, you could pass across the message in a more tactful way. But just be very careful, be very cautious when you're trying to pass that message across, okay? The last one is, are you bleaching? You're getting lighter, you're getting darker, and all its variations. Again, chances are that they know that they're getting lighter or that they're getting darker. Chances are that they like it, or if they don't like it, that they're working on reversing it or correcting it or changing it. So why are you asking? I have a very a person that is very dear to my heart. And, one day, that person was in an accident and it kind of affected their complexion in some way. And, it's been a bit of a struggle for her because she's trying to, get things back to where they were in terms of the way that, her complexion was before. But then people who are well-meaning sometimes bring this up in a way that is not nice and is in a way that is very tactless. And that could be very hurtful. I've even been asked by people, what is she rubbing on her face? Why is she doing this? Or what is she doing? Is she bleaching, or did she bleach? And actually, this isn't even one person. I think I know about 3 people that have had similar stories, and people have asked me this kind of things about them. And this is just me, a third party. I'm trying to imagine how many more people have walked up to them to ask them, what are you doing? Are you bleaching? Were you rubbing anything on your face that burnt you or made you lighter? Or whatever it is the case was. And ladies, this is just not a nice thing to do. So if you're one of the people who ask any of these questions or make any of these comments that I've mentioned in this video, know that it is very rude, it's very hurtful, it is very inappropriate, and we should work on letting our words be words that heal, not hurt, words that uplift, not downcast, words that encourage and not discourage. So ladies, that brings me to the end of this video. I hope that you share it, even if you didn't like it, because I know a lot of people might not want to hear this, but it needed to be said. And I'm glad that I made this video, and I hope that you find it helpful. And I hope that you share it with people who would also find it helpful. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, ladies, don't forget to do so, and I'll see you in my next. Bye!